Have you ever noticed how some days feel like they're dragging you down before they even start? Maybe you wake up, and that spring in your step just isn't there like it used to be. Your energy fades faster than you'd like, and by lunchtime you're wondering where the years went. I get it, aging can feel like it's sneaking up on us, especially after 60. But here's the good news, what you eat can turn that around. It's not about chasing some magic pill or rewinding the clock to your 20s. It's about simple, everyday choices that can help you live longer, feel younger, and enjoy the days ahead with a little more pep in your step. Today we're going to talk about 6 foods that can do just that, foods that aren't complicated or hard to find, but pack a punch when it comes to keeping you strong, sharp, and full of life. These aren't trendy superfoods you need to hunt down in specialty stores. They're things you might already have in your kitchen, and if you don't, they're easy to grab on your next grocery run. We'll walk through each one together, and I'll share why they matter for us as we get older, plus a few easy ways to enjoy them without turning your routine upside down. Ready to feel a little more alive? Let's dive in. First up, let's talk about blueberries. These tiny bursts of flavor are like nature's gift to anyone over 60. They're loaded with antioxidants. Think of those as little helpers that fight off the wear and tear our bodies go through over time. As we age, our cells can get bogged down by something called oxidative stress. It's a fancy term, but it just means the natural damage that builds up, like rust on an old car. Blueberries step in to slow that rusting down. They're especially good for your brain too. Studies have shown they can help keep your memory sharp, which is something we all want as the years go by. Imagine sitting down with a cup of tea, flipping through a photo album, and actually remembering the stories behind every picture. That's the kind of edge blueberries can give you. Now, you don't need to eat a whole bucket of them to get the benefits. A handful a day does the trick. Toss them into your oatmeal, blend them into a smoothie, or just snack on them while you're watching your favorite show. My friend Margaret, who's 68, swears by keeping a bowl of them on her counter. She says it's her secret to feeling spry enough to chase her grandkids around the yard. And the best part? They're sweet enough to satisfy that afternoon craving without reaching for a cookie. Fresh or frozen, they're just as good. Frozen ones are great if you're on a budget or want to stock up. Speaking of keeping things moving, let's shift to something a little heartier. Oats. I know, oatmeal might sound like that boring breakfast your mom made you eat as a kid. But hear me out, because this stuff is a powerhouse for staying young and strong. Oats are full of fiber, and that's a big deal as we get older. That fiber keeps your digestion humming along, which can feel like a miracle when things start slowing down. But it's not just about that. Oats also help keep your cholesterol in check, and that's huge for your heart. Your ticker's been working hard for decades, and giving it a little love with a bowl of oats can help it keep going strong. What I love about oats is how easy they are to make your own. Warm up a bowl in the morning with a splash of milk, whatever kind you like, and maybe a drizzle of honey or a sprinkle of cinnamon. It's comfort food that doesn't weigh you down. My neighbor Tom, who just turned 72, told me he started eating oats every morning after his doctor gave him a nudge about his heart health. A year later, he's walking a mile a day and says he feels lighter than he has in years. You can even mix in those blueberries we talked about for a double whammy. It's like a 1-2 punch for feeling good inside and out. Now that we've got your brain and heart covered with blueberries and oats, let's move on to something that's going to keep your bones dancing, literally. I'm talking about salmon. This fish is a star when it comes to staying active and youthful as we age. It's packed with omega-3 fatty acids, which are fantastic for your joints. Ever feel that creak in your knees when you stand up? Omega-3s help ease that stiffness so you can keep moving without wincing. Plus, salmon's got vitamin D, which works hand in hand with calcium to keep your bones solid. We all want to stay steady on our feet, whether it's for a walk in the park or a twirl around the living room with someone special. You don't need to be a chef to enjoy salmon either. Pop a fillet in the oven with a little lemon and pepper. 20 minutes at 400 degrees and you're done. Or if cooking's not your thing, canned salmon works just as well. Mix it with a bit of mayo and spread it on some whole grain bread for a sandwich that's quick and tasty. My cousin Ruth, who's 65, started eating salmon once a week after her doctor mentioned her vitamin D was low. Now she's the one leading the family hikes, and she swears she hasn't felt this limber since her 50s. It's amazing what a little fish can do. So, we've got blueberries waking up your brain, oats keeping your heart happy, and salmon giving your bones a boost. These 3 are already setting you up to feel younger and live longer, and we're just getting started. Let's keep the momentum going with something green and leafy that's going to take this to the next level. So, we've been talking about how simple foods can make a big difference, and now it's time to bring in something green that's going to keep you feeling vibrant. Let's chat about spinach. I know it might remind you of that pile of soggy greens you pushed around your plate as a kid, but trust me, this leafy gem is worth a second look as we get older. Spinach is bursting with nutrients that our bodies crave more of with each passing year. It's got iron to keep your energy up, because who doesn't want to feel a little less winded after climbing the stairs? Plus, it's loaded with vitamins A and C, which are like a maintenance crew for your skin and eyes. Think of it as a way to keep that youthful glow and see the world a bit clearer. What's great about spinach is how easy it is to sneak into your day. You don't have to choke down a big bowl of it if that's not your style. Toss a handful into your morning eggs, scramble them up, and you'll barely notice it's there, but your body will thank you. Or throw some into that blender with your blueberries from earlier for a smoothie that's as tasty as it is good for you. My buddy George, who's 70, started doing this after he noticed his energy dipping in the afternoons. He says he's back to tinkering in his garage for hours without feeling wiped out. Fresh or frozen, it's all good. Just keep it simple and let it work its magic. Now, while spinach is busy keeping your energy and eyes in top shape, let's talk about something that's going to give your whole system a lift: nuts. Specifically, let's focus on almonds. These little guys are like a snack with a purpose. They're packed with healthy fats, the kind that don't clog things up but actually help your heart stay strong. And as we age, keeping that heart humming is key to enjoying everything else life throws our way. Almonds also bring vitamin E to the table, which is fantastic for your skin and even helps protect your cells from that wear and tear we talked about earlier. Plus, they've got a bit of magnesium, which can ease those pesky muscle cramps that sometimes sneak up at night. You don't need to overthink almonds, just grab a small handful. Keep them in a little dish by your chair for when you're reading or watching TV. They're crunchy, satisfying, and way better than reaching for a bag of chips. My sister-in-law Linda, who's 67, keeps a stash in her purse. She says they're her go-to when she's out running errands and needs a quick pick-me-up. You can even chop them up and sprinkle them over your oats or toss them into a salad with that spinach we mentioned. It's like building a little team of goodness in every bite, and it doesn't take any extra effort. With almonds keeping your heart and skin happy, let's round things out with something sweet that's going to tie this all together: dark chocolate. Yes, you heard me right. Chocolate isn't just a treat. It can actually be good for you, especially when it's the dark kind. Look for something with at least 70% cocoa because that's where the real benefits hide. Dark chocolate is full of antioxidants, just like those blueberries we started with, and it's got compounds that can help lower your blood pressure and keep your blood flowing smoothly. That means more oxygen getting to all the right places so you feel sharper and more alive. And let's be honest, who doesn't love a little mood boost? A square of dark chocolate can feel like a reward that's secretly working for you. You don't need much, just a small piece after dinner or with your afternoon tea. Melt it into your oats if you're feeling fancy, or pair it with a few of those almonds for a treat that's both indulgent and smart. My old pal Doris, who's 73, calls it her nightly ritual. She says it's her way of winding down while knowing she's doing something good for herself. It's not about gorging on a whole bar. Moderation's the key, but that little bit can make your day feel brighter and your body stronger. We've covered so much ground already, with spinach powering up your energy, almonds giving your heart some love, and dark chocolate adding a sweet lift to your life. These foods are like quiet heroes working behind the scenes to keep you going strong. Let's wrap this up with one more that's going to bring it all home and leave you feeling unstoppable. Alright, we've been building up quite a lineup of foods that can help you feel younger and live longer, and now it's time to bring in the final star of the show. Let's talk about sweet potatoes. These aren't just a side dish for Thanksgiving, they're a secret weapon for staying strong and spry as we age. Sweet potatoes are packed with beta-carotene, which your body turns into vitamin A. That's a big deal because it keeps your eyes sharp and your immune system ready to tackle whatever comes your way. And let's not forget the fiber. They've got plenty of it to keep your digestion on track, which can feel like a small victory when things start to slow down. Plus, they give you a steady dose of energy without the crash you might get from something sugary. What I love about sweet potatoes is how versatile they are. Poke a few holes in one, pop it in the microwave for about 5 minutes, and you've got a warm, soft treat you can top with a dab of butter or a sprinkle of cinnamon. Or if you've got a little more time, roast one in the oven. Slice it up, drizzle some olive oil, and let it bake at 375 degrees for about 30 minutes. My friend Clara, who's 69, started swapping her usual white potatoes for these a couple of years ago. She says she's got more energy for her garden now, and her grandkids can't get enough of the sweet potato fries she makes. It's a simple switch that feels like a win every time you dig in. Now, as we wrap this up, think about how these 6 foods, blueberries, oats, salmon, spinach, almonds, and sweet potatoes, come together. They're not just random picks, they're like a team working for you. The blueberries keep your mind buzzing, oats and almonds give your heart a steady rhythm. Salmon keeps your joints moving, spinach boosts your energy, and sweet potatoes tie it all up with a bow of strength and vitality. You don't have to overhaul your whole life to make this work. Start small. Maybe a handful of blueberries today, a bowl of oats tomorrow, or a piece of salmon this weekend. Little by little, these choices add up, and before you know it, you're feeling lighter, sharper, and more like yourself. It's amazing how much power we have right there on our plates. You don't need to be a nutrition expert or spend hours in the kitchen. These foods are simple, they're real, and they fit into the life you're already living. Maybe you'll notice you're not as stiff when you get out of bed, or you've got the energy to take that walk you've been putting off. My Uncle Ray, who's 71, started adding a few of these to his routine after watching his energy dip. Now he's the one organizing family card nights, and he says he hasn't felt this good in years. That's what this is all about. Small changes that bring big rewards so you can enjoy every moment, whether it's with grandkids, friends, or just a quiet evening with a good book. I'd love to hear what you think about all this. Have you tried any of these foods already? Maybe you've got a favorite way to enjoy them that I haven't mentioned. Drop it in the comments. I'm all ears, and I bet everyone watching would love some inspiration too. If you've enjoyed this little chat and want more tips to keep feeling your best, give this video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. There's plenty more where this came from, and I'd love to have you along for the ride. Here's to living longer, feeling younger, and making every day a good one, because you deserve it at any age.